Okay, so hi, GULFER. How are you doing and where are you today?
We're
Hi.
well. I'm in St. Henry.
I'm in Villeray, all in Montreal.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in Verdun. I'm at work right now, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay, sneaky. I like it.
Thank
Congrats on getting the new record out
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
in these
you.
troubling times. How is it releasing a record in 2020 with everything that's going on?
Uh,
It's definitely weird because I have no idea like if we played a show, I'd have some idea of like whether people like the songs and like, there's some kind of response, but everything's on the internet and I have no idea how to gauge the, the degree to which people are connecting with it or whatever.
you
So it's
gotta do
kind of
more.
odd.
You gotta do more vanity searches on Twitter.
Yeah.
Search the name of our band on Twitter, and then
Uh-huh.
you'll see like dozens of good feedback.
Yeah, I should do that actually. I didn't spend some time on Twitter
Are you
in
not
a
I haven't checked that
while.
out.
Are
You're
you
the
not
Twitter
worried that
guy.
you might see the negative feedback if there is any, though?
Yeah, that's the gamble you take when you vanity search.
Yeah, but I guess that's the gamble you take every time you put out a record, right?
Sure.
That's also true.
I'll tell you that there are way worse websites to go to if you want to read bad reviews.
Please, yeah, give me some links.
Rate Your Music.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Rate Your Music is like an extension of 4chan.
But did you see an actual bad review of our record?
Oh my god, we get absolutely destroyed on Rate Your Music.
Yes.
Really? Oh yeah, I'd love for you to
But it's
send us some.
But that website is like notorious for like people shit posting bands. I don't know, like it's
Yeah.
people from 4chan, right? So it's very like negative, toxic kind of place. But anyway, there are places to go if you want to be self-deprecating.
And you've seen some about this record, about the new record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not reviews. It's like people give a rating on 5, and then they'll write like a sentence about it.
Hmm.
And those are always the comments that you remember, right? It doesn't matter how many good reviews you get. If there's one bad review, that's the only one that you remember. Is that true?
Well, I haven't read a lot of them yet, but I'll get back to you once I start reading them. Maybe
exactly.
Someone's going to say something that really, cuts pretty deep.
Yeah. So this is a self-titled album. So where in a band's career is the perfect time to release a self-titled album?
Wow. Good question. When we have no other names for it.
That was going to be my other question.
Because we had a name before, but we couldn't use it for some reason, and now we juggled with the idea of calling it self-titled, and then we had some arguments about it. I wasn't super down for it, but at the end of the day, I think this record feels like a GULFER record in its entirety, so it makes sense now.
I was going to say, does it feel more like a GULFER record than anything you put out before?
Yeah. At least for me, especially now, like after releasing it, after that the artwork is done and everything, like it does feel like a GULFER record. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are all based in or around Montreal right now. Would you call yourselves Montrealers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
We've all never lived anywhere else.
Totally.
We're all born and raised.
Okay, so you qualify.
Pretty undeniable Montreal.
Yeah.
Because this little series that we're doing, it's called My Montreal, and we're just kind of getting people to talk about some of the places that they like to hang out in Montreal. Obviously, this year's been a bit different. You can't go to many venues and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been tough to reflect on that question within the last 8 months. Of I have not been hanging out anywhere. Like, where did I ever hang out anywhere? Or it's just like have the last 8 months just obscured.
So we can talk about what you've been doing this year, but maybe some of your favorite places that you've been to in the past, places that you played, places that that have meant something to you as a band or individually. Who wants to go first?
I can go. I've been skateboarding my ass off this year. I'm really proud to say I'm back on the board full time. And so I've been hanging out at skate parks. One that's really cool, it's the one right in front of Rollin Skate Shop on Hochelaga, next to Préfontaine Metro.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one is really cool. I mean, the skate park is right next to it. There's a big park, and yeah, I go there often.
Do you kind of, is there a community down there that you feel a part of, or you're more like a solo?
I go there with my best friend, my friend from like childhood. I think we were 5, 6 when we met, and he's like super good at skateboarding. I've always been kind of following his trail, and every time we go to the skate park, there's always a bunch of people, and in skateboard, it's easy to just like talk to everyone, just like encourage each other. Everyone's trying different tricks, and yeah, so there's definitely a community for sure. Yeah.
And I guess this year it's been good just to be able to do something that you love that does involve being outdoors.
Yeah, exactly. Since it's outdoors, I guess it's not against the rules.
Any of you other guys into skateboarding?
When I was 12, I was really into it. 12, 13. Then I realized I couldn't do it, and then I was like, well, no. I can do music, so I'll focus on that instead. But I still admire it, but I'm very out of touch on like the current skateboard scene for sure.
We definitely like it enough to include it in our last music video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're also missing a member who maybe likes it more than Joey and I.
Yeah.
So there's an even half and half divide on skating in the band, but I don't think Joey and I are skating negative. I think we're maybe
we're skating neutral, and then Vince and Julien are skating positive.
You identify as skating neutral?
Yeah, I would say so. After some reflection,
skating neutral plus, more than just neutral, but not enthusiast for me. You know,
Makes sense.
like I admire it. I admire it the same way I admire like competitive foosball. You know what I mean? It's like I really like it, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah.
But it's great to watch on YouTube.
So for you other guys, what spots in Montreal kind of have a place in your heart that you'd like to tell us about?
So this year, well, a year ago, I moved to Verdun, and in the summer, like in the pandemic, when it was, highly encouraged to spend time outside, if you wanted to see people and everything, spend a lot of time by the river. I had some friends who would like go down, we'd go swimming there, especially like in the middle of the summer when it was like too hot to be inside. I'd go swimming every day and be in there for like 2 hours and just like at the peak heat of the day, and to just be able to manage like that. So that was really cool. And it's just so beautiful because there's not that many people around, and you have this big open water space, and like you get to feel like you're not in a city, but still then you can bike home in like 10 minutes. And it's really, really cool. So I'm a big fan of that.
And there's also an awesome skate park next to it.
Yeah. Once in that skate park, I'm not sure if I've told you guys this story, but because I bike by there every day to get to work.
Yeah.
And there's this guy rollerblading in a full Spider-Man costume.
Oh, shit.
And he was like shredding. He was doing all these tricks. It was insane.
Wow.
And I wanted to film him.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't have his consent to do this. It's like kind of weird. So I just like stopped and like watched him for a while. But then when I left, I was like, man, he wants to be filmed. He's in a Spider-Man costume.
I was gonna say, like, you can't just wear an outfit like that and not expect to be photographed.
So that was the lesson there.
Or maybe that was just his idea of a mask. But it just
Right.
Just the full mask. Yeah.
A Spider-Man hazmat suit.
I think that's a common theme though with this series already is people especially people that live in the city, they're trying to find those areas of Montreal that feel like they're escaping and they can breathe a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can piggyback off that a little bit further east and say that like the Lachine Canal sort of been that outlet for me over the last couple months. And I've always sort of lived more like in the Plateau Mile End area. So now that I'm living in St. Henry, it's been really nice to like connect with the Southwest and like sort of discover, and just like I've just been going on a lot of walks and walking through Point St. Charles and Griffintown and Verdun and Villemard and all these kind of areas, and seeing how they've evolved since maybe like I was a kid and was around them. And the canal's just been a really nice place to like sit on the grass and hang out in the summer, or like it's a really beautiful place to walk in the fall. So
Yeah, for sure.
I've been connecting with that kind of for the first time in my life, so that's been nice.
Cool, man. Yeah, it's good. It's nice to find the positives in amongst all the negative energy around, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like you gotta live your life still as much as you can.
Yeah.
So looking back pre-pandemic, what kind of places were you enjoying, like hanging out, or are there any particular places that you enjoyed playing as a band?
What's our favorite spot to play in Montreal beside Stack Your Roster?
What about Casa?
Yeah, Casas. Yeah, the
Casa's
obvious.
probably,
My
like,
second
for
home.
me, yeah, so many good memories, so many great shows there. It's free to book. It's just the right size that it's like all your friends can fit in, and then it's just like it's a great energy.
Great
That's
food.
probably my favorite.
Yeah, is that a
go
common
ahead.
for the band?
What's that? Common?
Would you all agree on that? Is it all a favorite?
It's definitely a favorite. I'm gonna go Ritz just because I work there and I have maybe a way better relationship with the staff there. Like it's kind of like family, whereas like I feel like it's family with half the people at Casa, and then half the people at Casa don't speak to me. So whereas at Ritz, it's like it's very deep family, and I'm there a lot on non-golfer business. So
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna go Ritz on that answer. Just for personal subjective reasons.
So that's the place that you enjoy playing, but you enjoy hanging out too.
Yeah, it's a twofer. You get a twofer on that.
Do you remember any shows that you've been at these venues that kind of have stood the test of time in your mind that you really like see as a highlight?
Oh my God, so many.
So many. All of our record release shows at Casa and the tour homecoming show in 2015 on that summer tour with people like you and Pine Grove Solo, and like Julian was smashed a pint glass in the mosh pit. Our current drummer, who was not our drummer at the time, was just like going so crazy. I don't know. It's like one of the most energetic crowds we've ever had, probably.
Yeah,
in large
I was
part.
at that show too, and also
Yeah.
not in the band at the time. And I think Andy did this like front flip from the
Oh
stage.
yeah, the front
Yeah.
It
flip.
was a whole thing.
That's probably number one for me.
Nice.
And maybe the Dog Bless record release show 2 years ago as a close number two at Casa. And then maybe at Ritz, I would say the time we opened for the band Trico from Japan. That was a really fun show. Just because like they have crazy energy, and they brought out a crowd that maybe like wouldn't frequently come see us, and it was just a really high energy fun show. That sticks out for me as far as Ritz shows, because we played Casa way more than we played Ritz. So
Yeah.
that's the highlight for me at Ritz, I'd say, as far as golfer shows go.
Do you enjoy playing if you're opening for bands that are maybe bringing in a different crowd? Does that make you nervous at all?
No, I think it's cool. I think
maybe
a lot
like
of
years ago, but
we've gotten a lot of good feedbacks from people that don't really know what math rock is, for example, like people that listen to indie rock maybe more, and yeah, it's always cool to get to play to a different crowd for sure.
How do you feel about that term, math rock?
It's all right. It's all right. We can't deny the fact that we have some math rock elements, that we started as almost a pure math rock band. I don't even know what that means, but yeah.
This means particularly technical, maybe using different time signatures.
Exactly. We're definitely including all that stuff in our songwriting, like tapping and different time signatures and jazzy, proggy elements and jazzy chords as well. So
you talk about your shows as being pretty high energy, and like I guess you want to bring that the energy of the music onto the stage. Does it, with the kind of playing that you do that's quite technical, is there a balance between how far you can push the energy on stage with still kind of playing those time signatures and the complicated stuff?
yeah, for sure. I've definitely gotten way too crazy at times where I couldn't play my riffs for the song. So I had to adapt at one point and be like, all right, the riffs that are more intricate, you need to chill down. And when you're playing chords and singing, you can go nuts.
Sorry, go on.
That's also why we're a math rock / indie rock / emo / like we can go crazy on stage and maybe be a bit sloppy because we're not just purely a math rock band that people are coming to see to like be, technically perfect and stuff. It's I think like we try our best to play as good as we can, but because we're informed by all these other genres that maybe are more commonly, like loose and sloppy, it's a good marriage of like, we're on point, but we can get away with some sloppiness because we're not just like a prog rock band,
Yeah,
totally.
Cool. So when you guys get together, like let's just imagine that the pandemic is over and you guys want to go into Montreal and just kind of hang out somewhere together as a band, but not necessarily like to think about music, just to hang out as friends. Is there a spot that you would kind of like look forward to being able to visit again once everything goes back to normal, hopefully?
I don't think we've done a tremendous amount of like non-rehearsal space or like someone's apartment hanging out in years, really.
We jam pretty often, so I guess that's we get our fill that way, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we go to Julian's place.
Yeah. it's rehearsal space and Julian's apartment are our favorite places to hang out, pre or post pandemic.
If you had to pick a bar in Montreal to go and have a beer together, where would you go?
To grab a beer?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let someone who actually drinks answer this question.
Yeah. I mean,
Lesco
Griff used to be a cool spot.
Yeah, it's hot in the summer though.
What's that?
Yeah, big time.
Hot in the summer, that place.
Oh my god, yeah, especially when it's crowded, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a spot for me.
Cool, man. So obviously you have no plans for playing live anytime soon. Do you have any plans to do anything to kind of compensate for that? Any live streams or something different?
Yeah. We did we filmed like an audio tree that's going to come out at some point in the future, and I think that might, scratch the itch a little bit for some kind of live content. But we haven't been doing a lot of that, and for me anyways, it's just because I don't really watch if there's like a live thing going on, and like I would watch it from my laptop. That just for whatever reason, for me personally, it doesn't appeal to me that much. So I haven't gravitated all that much towards like wanting to do these live things because I'm not sure what the audience is like. But yeah, so we haven't done too much. I think we're just focusing on writing more.
So you're still writing now, even having got the album out, you're still continuing coming up with ideas?
Big time, full time.
Yeah.
I was writing just before this interview. I was writing all morning. I was writing yesterday, the day before.
I have a bunch of demoing to do right after this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're deep in it.
Yeah, it sounds like
almost a full record worth of songs written.
Yeah. We got a spreadsheet and everything. We got pure business.
You are math rock. So from the album, is there one song that you're particularly proud of as a band that you would kind of want people to check out first? Or is there a song that you think represents GULFER 2020 more than any other?
What do you guys think? Is there a song?
I would go Letters or Trips and Falls, as far as songs that maybe like we haven't pushed as singles, or maybe like songs that are towards the bottom half of the record that people might not check out like upon first listen. Those are the two that I would say are like, I don't know, Letters is just something pretty different from anything we've ever done before, and I think it's pretty exciting. And Trips and Falls is maybe a little bit closer to what you might call our previous sounds. But I think it's just like a really it's a song that fits a lot of what we do into one song, and I think it's a really cool way to close the record out. So I'd be excited to hear what people thought about those two songs.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, thanks very much for hanging out with us for a little while.
Yeah, of course.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
Good luck with everything, and hopefully we will get to see you live in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
In person, in a bar with a beer.
That sounds great. That sounds really good.
Yeah, but until then, keep coming up with those ideas, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you so much for this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
No problem. It was really nice talking to you guys.
All right.
You as well.
Now
Take
get
care.
back to work.
All
All
right.
right, take care.
Bye.
All right, will do.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.